In today's video I've got a couple of VHS videotapes to repair. This one I was going to transfer across for a friend. Video machine didn't like it, and that's when I realised it's actually broken. So I'll probably just have to sticky tape that one back together. And this is one I picked up second hand with a bunch of other videotapes, and I was going to watch it, put it in the machine, and it actually didn't like it, and then it chewed it when it ejected it, so I'm not sure if it was already damaged or whether the machine's what killed it. But yeah, don't know what the story is with that. It's one of the problems with buying anything second hand on tape, is you don't know what you're getting. So I'll have a look at this one first, I guess, and see if I can get this back together so I can find out what's on it and digitize any useful footage. And then this can probably go in the rubbish after that, or be a workshop test tape or something. But yeah, best not to use them with, if you do a sticky tape splice, even with any splice, it's probably better not to really use them. My god, it's got plenty of tape on the reel, that's for sure. It's absolutely chockers with tape. So I'll say this is a pretty long one, and it's actually broken the leader tape, so maybe we can actually put the leader, that should be enough I think if we put it back on the reel. I'm going to take both reels out. There's a little piece here. It's only just broken like a centimetre plus whatever's in the little splicing there. So hopefully that just pops out without breaking or anything. These must be starting to get brittle, some of these things, but they used to charge a lot of money for videotapes, so I guess they should be reasonable quality. I didn't use old cheapo plastic on them, so I should be able to just poke that back down in there. A little bit of overlap outside the hole. And I might even use some pliers if I can find them. I might even just use some pliers to make it easier. If you can just get your finger on there to hold it just to one side of the hole a little bit, then angle that in, because it doesn't want to stay of course, and push down, it should clip in there. It takes some force, I think. It's going. Is it actually in? Didn't really click, but I think it's in place. I guess with the tape there it doesn't always click. Then it's a matter of trying to get, just watch your little breaks here, that you don't loosen them out. And we've got to go between that post and the little wiper thing. I think it just wipes dust off the tape. It certainly looks like it has been wiping dust off the tape because it's got some dust on it. Might be easier to put it in place. Then round that roller, and this one comes between the two rollers. And again, just move that little break out of the way. I'll make sure you get on it. So that's the two brakes that stop the reels from turning, so it doesn't all loosen up when it's being transported or something. And you've got to pull back on those, but we've got enough leader tape there that the light that comes up through this hole here in the machine can detect through the clear bit. Comes out another hole on the end here, and the machine knows when it's rewound that it's time to stop, because otherwise you risk breaking the tape again. Don't know why that one broke. Maybe it was a faulty machine or something. Maybe the plastic just went, I don't know. It was a nice clean cut, but that tape should be good again. My door's coming off, so I can give that one a run and digitize any useful information. That is actually a good tape again, because we didn't splice anything. Otherwise I'd probably just put a mark on it that it's like a digitize it and chuck it, or digitize it and use it as a test tape. They're fine for test tapes in the workshop where you don't really care if it clogs up the heads or something. But there is a risk with splicers that you will dirty the heads or some thing like that. But if you've already got the machine apart, not such a big deal. Yeah, the tape's a little damaged in that bit, but I think that'll be alright. Doesn't seem to be dirty or anything. And then we've got Die Hard, which did die. But yeah, as soon as I put this in, the machine did not like it. So something must have been damaged to start with, I think, or the reels wouldn't turn or something. Now this one we're going to have to cut the label. I mean, sometimes you can peel these off. I don't think I really care that much. The other thing's just you run a knife or a screwdriver or something along it and split it. You might even be able to fold the case apart. I was going to look how long that is. Does it say? It doesn't say if it's a 240 or not. Often they're printed on them, but I think that would be a 240-minute tape. And open the door and lift it off carefully. This one we're going to have to splice something. Is that mold in there? Oh god, this tape, yeah, looks like it's in pretty horrible condition. And this is the problem with buying videotapes or even audio tapes secondhand, is you don't know what you're getting. Depends on storage conditions, whether another machine's damaged them. Yeah, it's got some sort of white stuff. Maybe that's what the machine didn't like. Yeah, then it's got some grease. I must admit, looking at this tape, and hopefully most of it's just on the edges, hasn't been wound on very well. I think this one might be a rubbish bin job. Might be worth patching up. Where did I see that greasy bit? And trying it just out of interest. I guess I might as well see if I can get it to at least play. But this is going to be a likely one to clog heads up. Okay, so I just put the tape on, bit of hard plastic here, any hard surface, and just a matter of getting a knife. You can just cut it with a pair of scissors, but try and get it square. I used a knife just to cut out the bad section there, including a couple of dirty patches as well as the damaged and chewed bits. So now I can basically tape it back together. So I'm just going to use the old sticky tape. If I can get it off the roll. At least I found the end, that's the start. Just want to cut a piece of tape as wide as the videotape, the sticky tape as wide as the videotape, maybe even a little bit thinner. Perfect, and I don't really need that long. I think that's about the size of a commercial splice. I want to get it obviously parallel with the tape. Doesn't matter about your fingers so much here because we're on the back of the tape. Try not to touch the other side though. And then it's really a matter, looks like I'm going to touch the other side, I can wipe that off anyway. And I've got the splice a little bit off. Try and get the two joined right face to face sort of thing. So there's not really any overlap. That is just slightly off. I might even redo that one because I got it 0.5 millimeter out of alignment, which I don't think is really good enough. So I cut my failed splice out. They used to make little jigs and stuff like with film splicing and all that, so you could actually get everything in alignment and fit it properly, but I don't have anything like that. There were proper video splicing kits available once upon a time, and I used to have a big sheet of video splicers, but I must have chucked them out. I just bought the actual little aluminium plastic sort of splice things, aluminium coated silver ones they were, and they worked really well because at least you didn't have to fiddle around cutting stuff, and they were super thin. But I've never had any problem with the sticky tape ones. Doesn't mean I've got it on an angle again. I'll just cut that straight up. And the main thing is to get this other piece not to really overlap at all and get it in alignment. You'll never get them perfect. Yeah, that's just a little bit out there because when I cut this tape off, I cut a little bit of thing, and what I normally do is clean off any fingerprints, but also in case there's any glue on that tape, because there's a very slight gap there, is remove any glue because you don't want that sticking to anything, or it might clog the heads or something. So I'll give that joint a good clean, and then yeah, anywhere you've had your fingers should really be wiped off. Don't think it's that critical, but good practice. And now we've got to go between the two rollers again. Shouldn't really have my fingers on there, but and round that roller on the back of it and through the little piece of little wiper thing. Fiddly stuff. Not very cooperative. Get the brake out of the way. And we'll take the brakes off and let the little brake levers moving. And just wind it, make sure it does actually wind. And that's going to be interesting when it gets to some of those other white patches there. Don't know what that stuff is. So it does wipe off the edge at least, but I can't get to all of it. Hopefully it won't clog the heads up, but I might try playing that and see if I can actually watch the movie, and I'm sure I'll know where that bit was cut out. We're going to get a bit of a jump and probably a bit of noise on the video heads as it goes through, dropouts and stuff. Well, that's not lining up with that. Sometimes you've got to press on those little metal bits, get them in the right place, and that should get those two tapes going again. I think the Bruce Willis one, I just wanted to watch it again for old time's sake, so I think I'll watch it once and then chuck it away, or just bring it in the workshop here and use it as a test tape to get chewed up and used in old machines. Might be a good one for final testing on a commercial tape. I better make a note on that. Spliced, so just in case I forget, which hopefully I won't, but and this one's all good, so I'll see if I can digitize that one. So that's all for this video, so thanks for watching.